Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Thursday, 20th of March, 2025. So if we start off as per usual with the synoptic situation. So this was as of midnight last night, and I mentioned yesterday about this high pressure over Europe, Central Europe, that is really holding off these frontal systems, and it's still doing a good job. There is this low system that I mentioned yesterday has drifted down towards Spain. If I run that through to midday today, you can see it's building up a little bit of steam, and it's certainly going to hit Spain a bit later on today. But that's leaving us in a very nice, peaceful, southeasterly type flow. The isobars are quite nicely spread, so there's not a lot of wind. Because of all this, we have basically just go through the cloud radar first. Here's that low pressure system that's going to hit Spain in the next half a day or so. But we're in this lovely clear bit of weather for today. As such, no rain at all. There's an odd little shower out of the North Sea I can see, but nothing is going to affect us on the south of the country. And the predicted rainfall forecast, as he says, exactly the same. If I run that through, we've got nothing. There's an odd little shower, interestingly, out there. Look, just off of Holland, but there's going to be nothing in our area throughout the day. So Odium TAF is basically giving us 8 knots east southeasterly flow, scattered cloud at a height of 4,800 feet. Is that going to be cumulus, or is it going to be this alto Q outside? We'll see a little bit later. And if I run this through to Farnborough, 5 knots from the east southeast, no clouds below 1,500 meters, viz 10k or more. Spot winds are giving us 1,000 foot, 150, 140, 10 knots. On the surface, it's definitely more easterly, and windy actually is showing southeasterly 5 knots. And it goes down to 4 knots later on today, and then up to 8 knots later on in the afternoon. But basically, there's a very light east-southeasterly flow over us today. Local forecast, nice and sunny all day pretty well. Temperatures may get up to 17 or so, feeling about 15 with the wind and east-southeasterly winds. There are some gusts down here, which I'll monitor. They're saying they're going to be quite high. I'm not quite sure why we would have them or why they've been reported. But Viz, very good, exceptional, very good. So it's going to be a great day, a bit like yesterday. GFS is down at the moment. So we'll run through to the local picture out the window. Here's this top layer cloud that's just thinning out nicely. This is around about 5,000 feet. But I think we will get Q to, yeah, maybe 4,000 foot later, perhaps, with a nice little 5 knot east-southeasterly breeze down the field. And if we look at the temperature at the moment, 12 degrees, dew point 6.5 degrees. I think, yeah, it should be warmer than yesterday, definitely, because there's less top cover. And the wind easterly, 9 knots thereabouts. Okay, so top meteo is giving us possibility of some thermals. I'll run this through to, this is 11 o'clock, run this through to 12. They're indicating weak thermal, blue thermal to around about 2,000 feet thereabouts. But notice this cumulus a bit further north, Oxford way, and up there they're talking about 3,500 foot maybe. So if I run this forward, I think the Q is probably going to stay just to the north of us, actually. But if you can make it, it's going to go a lot higher. But locally, Sorble to about 3,000 feet. You see all this lot is just sitting just to the north of us. Interestingly, in contrast, SkySight is going to say no cumulus today at all, and also only weak thermals to around about 2,500 feet, but no top cover. That's all thinning out, and the wind is going to be, yeah, southeasterly, 8 knots thereabouts. The gusts they're forecasting aren't as big. And if I look at the SkySight cross section, they indicate no top cover till well into the evening, and from around about 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, weak thermals, maybe the best part of the day, 2.5 knots perhaps in the middle of the day, and a very, very light southeasterly flow. Okay, NOTAM then, if I run through to the front page, bear me while I get it centered and zoomed in slightly. Okay, so 16 is RAT UAS only for Okanger. 20 is flare firing at Okanger, surface to 1,500, Rushmore. Service to 1500 feet. 24 is flare firing at Farnham. That's not going to be till 6 o'clock onwards today. 25 is a good old Ash Ranges are active today. Danger area 132, surface to 1100 feet. 26 is multiple paragliders out near Devizes. And 27 is a RAT UAS only at Welford. So operationally then today, start off with the cross section. They're indicating this is that stuff I see outside the window, I think about 5,000 foot, that's going to basically dissipate throughout the afternoon. But they are talking about nil or very few cumulus, perhaps. That might even make 4,500 feet, according to this chart. I don't think it'll get quite that high. Maybe 3,500 feet, perhaps. Surface wind, 100, 120 degrees, 8 knots there, thereabouts. Incredibly good visibility today, and no warnings. Right, movements. Please pay attention. We have three movements today. We've got a PA-31 Navajo arrival at 10:57. A Navajo departure at 12:15. That's a different aircraft, by the way. It's not one coming in and then another departing. And we have a EasyJet A319 departure at 1 o'clock. I've just written on here, please reacquaint with the safeguarding procedures. Last year I sent an email out to CFI to all members just to have a look at that. So I'll reacquaint yourself with that. It's always worthwhile doing because it's probably going to get busier rather than quieter. We'll have east-southeasterly winds today, Q possible late morning, possible thermals between about 11 and 3 o'clock. And this top cover is slowly dissipating now, and it should be clear this afternoon, maybe giving thermals locally to 3,500 feet. The grass is drying out nicely, and be careful about the wheel break though still. On the booking list then we have two K21s booked with instructors and students all day. K13 is booked for solo and refresher training. K21 is booked by club members. K21 and a K13 are required for the casual list. We do have instructor availability, so thanks for the guys that have offered to do that. All remaining two-seaters are available. SH2 and SH8 are booked, and all remaining single-seaters are going to be available as well. It'll be a shame we can't have more single-seaters up there soaring today. We're going to set up on 09, winds to the south, aerotow to the north. We'll be operating from the grass again. We did that yesterday very, very successfully, and landing north or south as required. Sunset's going to be 15 minutes past 6 tonight. And please, a gentle reminder, please make sure you wash down the gliders at the end of the day. Buggy's usual thing there, and the simulator. So operationally then, we're going to be on 09, winds to the south, aerotow to the north, landing north or south. The winch a little bit further into the field. I'll allow the winch drivers to decide where they're going to fit that. They may slide it a bit further down to the south. And the cable's obviously coming down in a run, leaving enough room for one glider on the edge of the grass. So they're always operating the downwind cable first. Okay, so let's get out as soon as we can. We are going to have a bit of an interruption with some movements, but not too disastrous, I hope. I have to do a little flight with Andy Aveling first thing in a motor glider, so I'm going to get the field set up. Bob Braithwaite's going to get us going out there, and then I'll take over as soon as Andy and I have finished. I'll see you out there shortly. Bye.